What's up, everybody? The Toyman 52 here with a new toy video today. Today I'm going to be talking about Hasbro's new reveals of the Fantastic Four Retro Wave. A little more revealed on the Galactus Haslab, and I think that X-Men 3-pack. So I'm going to start off with the Retro Wave. Now, finally we were getting Psychosis and High Evolutionary. And I was digging through my old vintage figures, right? And I haven't looked in this box in a year or two now. But I remember I had this guy. And yeah, I'm very happy we're getting this. This is my favorite figure that Hasbro announced today was this dude, Psycho Man. So I'm very happy we are getting this guy. I'm very excited. New sculpt from the looks of it, and it would be, right, because this is a very hard body to make, but I could see him reusing it for like spacesuit stuff maybe. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, we're getting Psycho Man. I think that's the best one of the set, because at least it's just a new character, but I like most of them in general. Now we're gonna go and talk about what High Evolutionary. He's a new Marvel Legend. I don't know anything about High Evolutionary at all. So, at least it's a new character. At least it's not a Doctor Doom. Even though they were talking about Doctor Doom earlier in the video, that was just a figure that came out last year. When they started talking about the Fantastic Four, though, they talk about, I think Human Torch was the very first one they talked about. And it was a full flame-on version, but it was more translucent. It was almost like that Fantastic Four movie one from 2005. I remember that being very translucent and a dark red. So that kind of reminded me of that, and instead of this one. It seemed a bit thinner too. I think it had butterfly joints. I mean, I'm going to be posting pictures along with this video, so you guys will see, and then I'll either be wrong on the spot or correct. But some of the things that were cool about it was that it had the matchsticks throughout the body, and that's something I was really wanting with my Human Torch figure. The only thing was, though, it just didn't seem right. In comparison, you know, I'm going to show some of the ones that Toy Biz did. And they did that matchstick one, right? And I don't know why. Like, I still like this one better. I don't know if it's the translucency that's bothering me, or the shade of red. But you know, I liked that the old one was just like you could see the matchsticks, obviously, and then it would have that ridiculous yellow flame effect. It would just be very bright yellow, similar to what this very old vintage one too. I pulled out a few because I found more than I expected that was actually revealed today. But Human Torch, I was really hoping something would look more like this. This would have been really cool to see. And I know it's a little ridiculous, but I think this guy would have been like awesome. I would have much preferred to have gone the Human Torch looking like this. And it's, you know, it is what it is, though. You know, I mean, it's not a bad Human Torch figure. And then they talked about Invisible Woman. So Invisible Woman, that one was like very meh on me. I love the body. I love that we don't have any translucency parts, because we weren't getting a Invisible Woman that just wouldn't be translucent. She would always have some translucent hand or arm. I think the 2020 whatever wave that one was, the Super Scroll wave, that one had like regular hands, but it was that modern suit body, so whatever, right? But with the new one, or with the Walgreens one, we were always getting the translucency arm, and you would never just have a full-on regular version of Invisible Woman. So I'm very happy that they did that with the suit I cared about the most, the blue and white. Now the head sculpt is just terrible, though. Very, very horrible head sculpt. You know, it's when they show the little teeth, like what are you doing? Well, I don't understand the teeth showing, because no one clearly likes it, but Hasbro keeps coming out with them, and then the hair is just ridiculous. It probably doesn't look as bad as this Invisible Woman that they did in 2007, and they want us to forget about, you know. Choppy, right? And then the head sculpt, at least with the new one, is better. But, you know, we haven't seen a version from Hasbro. We've been getting Toy Biz, you know, so like this is the Toy Biz one. They had that blue and white, you know. I would have liked a head sculpt like this, kind of, you know, modernized and looked much better. I would have enjoyed a head sculpt like that. Or just maybe even a re-release of the older Invisible Woman heads, you know, at least give her 2 heads, something to look at, and then, because at least people were confirmed to have liked those figures. Now, the Thing, right? So this is my favorite one, I think. The Thing looks awesome. I think he has new shorts, so it's not going to be the same as the Walgreens exclusive. We're going to have, you know, obviously the blue and white, but it's a new sculpt, I'm guessing. That's what they said. So I have to compare that up close once ever that comes out, and I will have a review on that. This was the one Hasbro did in 2007. Yeah, you know, small dude, you know, so definitely needed to get an upgrade of that Thing figure. I'm excited about the head sculpts. They're new. There's open mouth with teeth and one without teeth. I think that's awesome. I'm getting 2 of those guys for sure. Also, with Mr. Fantastic, I love the lab coat. I was very surprised about the lab coat. I did not expect them to do Mr. Fantastic with lab coat. I think we can also possibly pop these arms out with this figure and include the lab coat on the older Walgreens figure. I will do that in my video whenever I get those figures in, though. I'm going to be testing the waters. So I'm happy about Mr. Fantastic. Not happy about his, you know, spirit fingers. Not really happy about it. They used that before, and it just seems weird. You can't really do anything with it. It looks alright, but I was hoping that they were going to do something new for us. I mean, we got the lab coat, so boom, that's something new. And that's clearly where they decided to go with on that release. But I was hoping for some like longer legs that can be not rubbery and shitty like we've gotten before. They released, I think, one Mr. Fantastic that was just all stretched out, but the legs were okay. So they were just made stretched out, but they were hard plastic, so they weren't bending. So that was a good release, in my opinion. Hopefully they can do something similar. Yeah, actually I had them. I forgot I put them over here. So yeah, I was hoping for something like this, just like a longer leg, something to play around with. But obviously we got the other version. This one would probably work as well. You can have this in your background, but it's a bit out of date, so maybe they want to move away from figures like this. But it wasn't that bad of a figure, I think. Now, we had the 2 exclusives, which was a powered down Human Torch and a full-on Invisible Woman. I'll act like I'm holding on to one. So, finally, we're getting the full powered down Human Torch. We've never had a figure like that. I think every single Human Torch, I'm sorry, I'm looking around. Every Human Torch we've had has always had some sort of flame-on effect still. There hasn't been a 100% powered down one. I did do some kit bashing with my other Human Torch and Mr. Fantastic body, and then I made one. But either way, I'm very happy we are getting a full-on powered down one. Like, that's awesome. I wish we did get a extra head sculpt so we can be able to play around with the flame effects, you know. Something for collectors who just really like to get every possible look out there. The Invisible Woman. The full-on Invisible one, that is a perfect figure. I am so happy Hasbro didn't half-ass it. They just did a plain plastic Invisible Woman, and that's it. Like, great. Clear, 100%. I'm excited about that one. You won't have to worry about the face sculpt too much because it's all cleared out. So, at least we got one real good Invisible Woman today. And then the other one was like, alright, it's just that head sculpt's meh. But if you have a bunch of head sculpts of her anyways, you can probably swap those out and then have a better looking Sue on your shelf. Okay, so Nova. They talked a little bit more about Nova today. And if you noticed a couple of things, like I did, is they mentioned that it is double jointed and pinless. But they also said this isn't going to be the first time you will get this figure in like this body mold. You're going to be seeing this already. So it is a repaint. It's just they're announcing it through Haslab Galactus. And at least they were honest about it. Like, hey, yeah, this is definitely going to get reused a lot. So that kind of was where I was getting at last week, right? I knew they were going to reuse this body consistently, and that's what they're going to do. They will be reusing that female body. We're getting that new female body, and it's going to be reused for the years to come. And it's not a bad thing. It looks great, and it's an updated figure. We've had to reuse a shitty one over the last, 5 years, and now we're getting an updated one, finally. And hopefully, we'll never have to update it, if it's just the base body mold, and it can be always pinless, always perfect on stability. That's awesome. So now, what they also added was that she's gonna get a flame effect that can fit into Galactus's palm, right? And it'll be able to lift her up. I'm guessing it's somewhat of a stand. But that was something new that they announced for it, and great, cool. You guys are giving something extra into it. Now it kind of makes a little bit more sense. And I think they should have just announced that in the first place because it was just such bullshit off, right? For going 2,000 more backers for just one simple figure being reused. Now, Dan, I think, mentioned that if it doesn't get to 16,000, you're not going to be seeing this figure in 2022. So, I'm not going to be saying what they are confirming or not, but it's very clear if this figure doesn't get to 16,000, if Galactus doesn't get to 16,000, she's just going to end up released in a different wave somewhere down the line, 2023 or 24, whenever. They clearly already started some work on her. They're not going to throw away the amount of money they used already on her for nothing. I think that they're a little too far into that process, especially if they're only, 20 days from starting production on all these figures, whenever the HasLab is going to end. We're going to see Nova. Either way, it's just how fast are we going to see her and how complete will she be? Now we have the stand, right? That flame effect stand. I think that is what would be something we could risk losing. If we didn't back the Galactus and it ends somewhere at 14,000 but doesn't make 16, right? We're probably never going to see that stand because it's just a little flight accessory. No one's going to really care to miss out on it. But as far as if you're afraid you're going to lose Nova because you didn't get Galactus to 16,000, you should have bought 10 Galactuses in order to make that happen. I think that we're going to see her either way. It just depends on how we're going to do it. And I believe they will do something for more for Galactus next year. It's just not going to be in that Galactus HasLab, right? They're saying 2022 is going to have much more cosmic things for Galactus, really, like like how they had that Sentinel inspired wave, the House of X, right? They're gonna do something similar, and I think that's when we will start seeing some other of the heralds. Now, like Firelord, right? This is the old '90s version, but this is the one I am looking forward to. And if I had to guess, Hasbro's gonna do some heralds wave, at least partially, right? I'm imagining Firelord would be the one figure headlining that wave, and maybe Terrax being the Build-A-Figure. I know it's like, oh, another Terrax, but we haven't seen one in since 2012, and Hasbro has made re-releases of figures that didn't necessarily need upgrades, just fan demand, and Terrax can use an upgrade, and I believe there would be a fan demand after Galactus is out. So that's what I'm going to assume is going to be happening next year in 2022. And if Nova makes it or not, she'll either get thrown in that wave or possibly thrown in as a Walmart exclusive, or not Walmart, Walgreens, because Walgreens just seems to own the cosmic world. But yeah, that's all I had to say about the Haslab Galactus. They now surpassed 11,000, so good on them. Alright guys, so that's all I'm going to discuss about in today's video. I did talk about the X-Men 3-pack, but the video was just going to be way too long if I kept it in there, so I just kind of cut it. I felt in the end it was kind of pointless to talk about. And I'll just go over that when it comes out. So, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys on my next video.